Hey, beautiful soul, let's talk a little about this week. The week of March 9, 2025, because there is a truly intense energy in the sky right now. And if lately you've been feeling a little foggy, a little tired, a little scattered, you are not alone. It's not just life. The sky is also incredibly active right now. Mercury retrograde in Pisces is still continuing. And honestly, when I look at March as a whole, I see that the most productive energy really begins after the holiday, especially around March 26. But don't worry. At the end of this video, I'm also going to share a very beautiful remedy to help you move through the heavier energies of this period. So in general, there is a very high possibility that the decisions we make and the steps we take may be affected by this fogginess. That's why we still need to remember that this week, too, we are under the effects of Mercury retrograde. There is a very strong planetary gathering in Pisces right now, a very strong Pisces stellium. At the same time, Jupiter in Cancer is also strengthening this energy in a supportive way. And on top of that, the water element is highly active. With the moon moving through Scorpio, emotions are deeper, energy is more fluid, but also more hazy. In other words, there is a lot of water. And when the water element rises, everything moves in a more intuitive, emotional, and blurry way. So if any of you are already in a state of overwhelm, honestly, you are completely justified. Because in a very short amount of time, we have experienced so much intensity. A solar eclipse on February 17th, a lunar eclipse on March 3rd, Mercury retrograde, Mars entering Pisces, Saturn entering Aries. It really feels like the fuse has been lit. All of us are in some kind of scattered state. Lately, I've been getting so many messages like, I feel so overwhelmed. I'm so tired. Everything feels so confusing. And honestly, I do think this has a lot to do with what's happening in the sky. Because some people still think like this. How could celestial bodies millions of miles away possibly affect us? But I believe this, as above, so below. This is not only an astrological perspective. It's also something ancient teachings have said for a very long time. You see this in Sufism, in old spiritual traditions, in different ancient civilizations. We are not separate from one another. We are all like pieces of one whole. Sometimes we feel sad for no reason, but is that sadness really only ours? Or did we perhaps touch the energy of someone else's pain somewhere in the world? I truly believe this. That's why this emotionality we're feeling right now, this longing for the past, heartbreak, not being able to see ahead, all of it feels very synchronized with the sky. So coming back to this week brings very important aspects, but they are all still moving through the water element. Only on Tuesday do we have a Venus-Pluto sextile, and that may lift our energy somewhat. It may help us rise a little from this feeling of being emotionally drained. But Mercury retrograde in Pisces is something else. Because in traditional astrology, Mercury is both in detriment and fall in Pisces. And when it goes retrograde, that effect becomes even stronger. So our discernment, clarity, and decision-making ability can become clouded very easily. It can feel like we're floating in the middle of the ocean, unable to find direction. So this week, I want to say this very clearly. Do not rush big decisions, because the steps we take now may remain uncertain and open-ended. But this period also has a very powerful side. It doesn't only bring confusion, it also brings spiritual cleansing. And right here, I want to give you my most important advice for this week. You know that Pisces is connected with the feet. At the same time, it is also connected with helping others, sacrifice, spirituality, compassion, and sharing. So if you are able to this week buy a pair of shoes for someone in need, I really mean it. It can be for a child, it can be for an adult, it doesn't matter. Dress someone's feet, buy socks, buy shoes, give them as a gift. Because being able to give from yourself is such an important thing. One day when we leave this world, we are buried only in a shroud. We take nothing with us. Our jewelry, our money, our homes, our possessions, all of it stays here. What you share is what is truly yours. What you do not share is not really yours. This is such a precious energy. Only the energy of the people you touched, made happy, and made feel seen stays with you. So I truly recommend doing something like this week. Because on Monday, there's a very special aspect, a trine between retrograde Mercury and retrograde Jupiter. This is such a noble, spiritual, selfless, faith-filled aspect, and retrograde periods are very powerful times for clearing karma. Look, retrograde is not only about electronics malfunctioning. Retrograde is the past. It is the mistakes you made in the past, the promises you made and didn't keep, the people whose hearts you broke, the apologies you still owe, the spiritual or material responsibilities you left unfinished. Maybe you told someone, if this happens, I will do this, and you didn't. Maybe you promised to give charity and you didn't. Maybe you violated someone's rights. Maybe you needed to apologize and never did. This week is exactly about that. Sit down and ask yourself, who did I make a promise to and not keep it? Whose heart did I break? What do I need to make right? Because you may not always get a time like this. Mercury retrograde in Pisces, Jupiter strong in Cancer, the water element dominant. This is a very special time for spiritual repair. Now, when we come to Tuesday, there are things we need to be careful about. Because of the moon's harsh aspects, there may be more fanaticism, more my truth is the only truth, more situations where people intensify conflict in the name of what they believe. And on top of that, this week also brings a Mercury-Mars conjunction in Pisces. What does that mean? Words can become sharper. Manipulation can increase. False news can spread. Misinformation can rise. There may be problems with electronics, the internet, and technology. Especially themes involving the sea, water, coastal areas, marine vehicles, electronic systems, and communication networks stand out. So on one hand, spirituality is very high. On the other hand, the potential for chaos is also very high. So this week, we really need to be careful both spiritually and in communication. Now let's move briefly through the signs. I'll focus on the most attention-grabbing points. Aries and Aries rising. First of all, Aries risings. Because if you are Aries rising, you are receiving these effects through your 12th house. Your sun sign may not feel all of these equally. Jupiter's direct motion means something for Sun Aries, of course. It can bring a bit of ego expansion, maybe ego clashes between family matters and your future or your own ideas. But Aries risings and Aries suns should both listen, because around 60 to 70% of this may still resonate. Aries risings have huge movement in the 12th house. Mars will conjoin the North Node there. Mercury will conjoin Mars there. Retrograde Mercury is also making its trine to your 4th house from there. So if lately you've been feeling, as I described at the beginning, emotionally overwhelmed, manipulated, lonely, nostalgic, or deeply sensitive, none of that is random. You are going to feel this. There's also a new moon in Pisces on March 19th, and it will happen in your 12th house. These are the kinds of times when a person meets spirituality. You may feel deprived, lonely, lost, betrayed. Addictions may increase. Your sleep may be disturbed. Vision issues may intensify. Night eating may increase. Emotionally, you may feel somewhat low. Maybe you're dealing with an illness, a procedure, a treatment process. I don't know. But the bottom line is, you may feel tired and worn down. In this period, you need to continue prioritizing both your physical and spiritual health. To be honest, the 12th house is a kind of retreat chamber. In the old days, dervishes would isolate themselves in retreat, do dhikr, withdraw from people. When the 12th house is activated, if we do not consciously enter that retreat, then life may push us into it through betrayal, lies, hidden schemes, illness, or suffering. So my advice to you is this. With such a planetary concentration in your 12th house, truly touch the life of someone in need, especially someone bedridden, someone unable to care for themselves, someone whose care is being handled by others, someone in both emotional and material need. Do it. Ask around. Call hospitals. There are patients whose relatives do not come, do not care, do not support them. Go help them. Buy their diapers. Bring soup. Offer kindness. Enter that retreat chamber yourself before life forces you into it. This is a time to be grateful, to turn inward, to return to your essence, to stop focusing on manipulative people, and to stop magnifying emotional collapses in your mind. Your sleep and your immunity need special care. That's the difficult part. Foot health is important too. But there is also a beautiful side. The aspect to Jupiter can reveal a hidden treasure or hidden wealth. A hidden blessing may emerge in your life. This could be inheritance from ancestors, a right connected to your home, property luck, or even a real financial opening. It can be a period where the hidden richness inside you becomes visible, where your covered up gifts come to the surface. And on Tuesday, with a Venus-Pluto sextile, if there has been something blocked in travel, legal matters, friendships, or love, you may see it miraculously open and return in a beneficial way. So actually, you are not unlucky this week. Venus-Pluto especially gives you power in love. Is it a yes or a no? Is it good for you or not? Is this person staying or going? You may understand these more clearly. At the very least, you'll get a chance to test a relationship, whether it is real or fake, whether it has a future or not. So yes, Aries, you are actually lucky this week, but please place a strong emphasis on helping others. It will help you tremendously, truly. Taurus and Taurus rising. Taurus is receiving all of this through friendships, social circles, communities, future dreams, ideals, hopes, and income coming from career. Your focus may become, what more can I do? Maybe you already have a job, but now you want to bring it to social media or to a wider audience. This is especially a powerful week for Taurus natives who create content, promote what they do, and show their work. It can be a week of income and growth. This week may also give you a purpose. You may realize that the old ways are no longer enough and that you need new methods. You may also see clearly which friend is truly a friend and which one is a hidden enemy or manipulator. You may set a big goal for yourself this week. From now on, I'm going this way, not the old way anymore. It may also be a week of repairing the past, talking things through, correcting what was broken. If someone hurt you, betrayed you, or violated your rights in the past, this week gives a very strong possibility of confrontation. You are among the signs with the clearest perception and the most impactful speech this week. It's as if your soul is speaking through you. You'll say what needs to be said, and you'll see what needs to be seen. This can be a week of leap forward energy for you. You can learn very quickly how to make money in new ways and how to expand yourself. You may receive support from siblings, close people, and genuine friends. It's a week of filtering out rotten eggs. But at the same time, there may still be some manipulation or lies circulating in your social environment. You may have some trouble making sense of it immediately. Your eyes may feel foggy, dear Taurus. If you can't see clearly, step back. Sometimes you have to squint or look from a distance. There may be deception around you, but if you allow time to pass, I believe you'll understand. Gemini and Gemini rising. Dear Gemini, all of this activity is turning toward your career house. You are probably tired of hearing me say career, boss, authority, but so many of you are writing to me saying, I lost my job. I experienced injustice. I was mobbed. I'm a Gemini. Yes, what you've gone through with bosses and authority figures has really reached a peak. The injustice, the cruelty, the pressure, it has come all the way up to your throat. But this is the last stage. As we move through this week and then complete March 19th and enter March 21st, 22nd, when the sun moves into Aries, things begin to surface and become clear. Until April 9th, you may be very busy in career, work life, and family matters. You'll carry a lot of responsibility. Sometimes you may feel like you're rowing for nothing. Sometimes you may question who you are doing all this for. But trust me, the pieces may actually fall into place during this retrograde. Especially at the beginning of the week, you may see money that was withheld from you or not considered yours finally coming to you. You may feel stronger financially and more successful. You seem very open to events that make you feel valuable, both materially and spiritually. If there are people sabotaging you at work, then honestly, goodbye to them. Don't be afraid. If you know you are right and you are under pressure, going your own way may actually be the most beneficial thing. You do not need to compromise your truth or your integrity, dear Gemini. Even if everything looks blurry now, events will turn in your favor in the end. Your workplace, your bosses, the whole system may be going through confusion and disarray. It may feel like everything is hidden behind a curtain of fog. It may be hard to tell who is telling the truth and who is lying. But remember this: from within that confusion, a new path is opening. This week, you may set a life goal, a work goal, a career goal. I need to go this way. I need to do this work. I should build my own brand. Why am I struggling like this when I'm so talented? I could build something on my own if I wanted to. That energy may settle into you. A delayed promotion, a delayed raise, a delayed transfer, a long-awaited result from something you've been waiting on for years. This can all happen this week, especially on Tuesday, while there may be confusion in relationships and career. A sudden piece of news or an opportunity may improve your situation significantly. So I actually think this is a productive week for you. Yes, bosses, authorities, and family are still messy, but that mess is opening a new road for you and helping you understand what your real vision is. And let me also say this to Geminis. Your bosses may make excuses. There's no money this month. Your salary is delayed. Insurance, blah, blah, blah. Don't compromise immediately. Watch, wait, and then pursue your rights. This is the kind of time when people make flimsy excuses. If you're married, your spouse's family may also be creating noise, playing the victim, trying to manipulate things. You may be the one running around doing everything while no one else contributes. Do not fall for the nonsense. Keep your energy high. The Saturn in Aries and Neptune in Aries periods are going to help you. They'll support you in realizing your dreams and goals. Don't take the people trying to pressure you too seriously. Cancer and Cancer rising. Dear Cancers, all of this Pisces stellium is happening in our ninth house. Yes, I say our, because I'm a Cancer rising too. Why am I saying God so much lately? Why am I crying? Why did I lose my spiritual guide? Because my ninth house is activated. Cancers, you may be in a spiritual search. Just like me, you may be in a search for meaning, prayer, divine subjects, mystical topics may be pulling you more strongly than usual. Some Cancers may travel for spiritual reasons, visit sacred sites, visit tombs of saints or elders, learn Quran, take philosophy classes. You may enter a period of meaning seeking. No matter what your religion is, you may search more deeply into its truths. You may wonder how to reach God. On another level, this can also bring travel plans, passport and visa matters, international business, foreign connections, and significant developments in legal matters. Students and teachers under Cancer influence may feel very confused lately, unsure what direction to take, how to study, which field to pursue. Distraction and forgetfulness need attention. But especially this week, choices about education, majors, and academic direction may become clearer. Just be careful with manipulation in relationships. Especially Cancer risings may attract people who play the victim and try to hook you through your emotions. Stay aware. Some of you may say, I found what I thought I had lost, exactly where I lost it. I found myself where I thought I was lost. On the brighter side, the Venus-Pluto sextile can bring support from official institutions, financial assistance, or success. This week may help clear the fog from your vision. A dream, a sign, a sentence, or a message may deeply move you and point you in the right direction. Leo and Leo rising. Leos, everything is gathering in your 8th house. Why did this happen? If I had done it, it wouldn't have gone like this. I didn't do anything. What is my fault? Meanwhile, the planets are having a whole party in your 8th house. Sun, Mars, North Node, retro Mercury, and soon a new moon. This is a deep excavation. You may feel like you are birthing yourself from yourself. You may be opening risky new pages in life. There may be confusion about your direction. You may be waiting for alimony, compensation, inheritance, or money that is rightfully yours, and getting angry because it still hasn't arrived. Joint finances, your partner's money, debts, fear, manipulation, all of this may be working heavily. You may also experience health themes, especially feet, vision, allergies. Deep emotional fears may rise. You may confront lies and think, what on earth is this? But remember, the eighth house is not only the house of crisis, it is also the house of crisis resolution. If you are blocked financially, if you are struggling with debt, if you cannot access what is yours, know that there is a solution. Problems are solved at the root where they begin. Face the crisis. Go stand at its center. Say, God is great. It is possible. There is a solution. You may stop situations where you feel used or manipulated. You may understand that you need to make wiser choices to avoid certain painful outcomes. This week can bring a development that transforms you and moves you into the future. You may even want to radically change your appearance, an aesthetic procedure, a transformation, a total style shift. I would not recommend surgery under such blurry skies, but yes, you may want to shed your skin and become someone new. Be very careful in financial matters: theft, fraud, manipulation, money losses. But also know this: once you dive inward and find yourself, everything may begin to flow differently. And there is beauty too. On Tuesday, Venus-Pluto creates a beautiful flow in your love life, relationships, and ninth house of higher vision. In legal matters, children, love, partnerships, or rights you should receive from a spouse or partner, the power may shift to your side. Reconciliations, emotional opening, international success, there can be a rescue door opening for you. And with Mercury-Jupiter, you may gain from what you thought was lost. An inheritance right may finally emerge. If you're innocent, don't be afraid. If you created karma, then yes, be careful. But if you did not take what wasn't yours, then don't fear. Karma will distribute what belongs to whom. Tuesday can also bring power in relationships. Even the partner who says, "What I say goes," may soften. Some arguments may actually open a good door. Virgo and Virgo rising. Virgo, you are also going through something intense because this Pisces stellium is happening in your seventh house. Relationships and partnerships are under enormous pressure. Your partner may be manipulative, emotional, irritated, wanting to leave, exhausted, overwhelmed, playing the victim, or confusing you. There may be disappointment and mistrust in relationships or business partnerships. This week, you are likely to make an important relationship decision: stay or go. Mars conjunct the North Node suggests a decision that will have future consequences. It could mean ending something, or deciding to join forces and continue more strongly together. If there is manipulation, lying, or cheating, it may come out this week. But Mercury-Jupiter gives huge support. You may get support from your social circle. If you separate, it can happen gracefully. If you unite, it can become stronger. You may begin to see what you emotionally could not see before. You may understand your partner's unmet needs. Healthy relationships will survive this. But relationships built on lies and exhaustion may move toward ending. Virgo, I also want you to look in the mirror. You may realize that perhaps you were the most emotional one all along, the one who gave the most, the one who was used the most. Maybe you gave too much and are now experiencing the ingratitude of that. Maybe because you don't cry, everything was left on your shoulders. Maybe this week you'll truly see that. Yes, there may be important developments in your love life on Tuesday. If you're single, people from the past may return, or new people may want to meet you. But remember, Mercury is retrograde and the atmosphere is foggy. New emotional encounters can happen, but it is not the right time to trust someone you barely know. Still, good financial developments may also come through the Venus-Pluto energy in work and money. Libra and Libra rising. Libra, you are receiving this energy through your sixth house. Let this servitude end. Let these burdens end. Why do I carry everyone's weight? That is the Libra story right now. Please take care of your feet, your emotional well being, and your physical health. Your body may be holding extra water. This is a period where healthier eating, diet, exercise, and a better lifestyle become very important. Invest in your health. Pay attention to your feet, your eyes, and allergies. Stop trying to run after everyone. Find a way to take the overload off your shoulders. This week, you may define a work goal. Maybe you will begin taking a stand against people who have treated you harshly and made you carry everything. There may be conflict or argument in the workplace with manipulative people. There may be confusion, disorganization, even theft or deception at work. So please be careful. At the same time, this is also a strong week to begin diet, exercise, tests, routine checkups, and to say, enough. I am not anyone's servant. You may make new work-related plans, maybe about changing jobs or starting something new, though I'd say wait a bit before launching anything major. Tuesday's Venus-Pluto energy can bring strong support from a partner or lover. You may really feel loved and backed. Children may bring good news. Pregnancy and baby matters can be fertile. A talent, hobby, or skill may bring you to the spotlight. You may say, I'm done with this kind of work. I want to focus on something more creative and aesthetic. But yes, even as you say, I'm done with this servitude, you may still work very hard until April 9. Just do not let work disconnect you from your physical and emotional health. Scorpio and Scorpio rising. Dear Scorpio, especially Scorpio risings, this is actually a very supportive period for you overall because Jupiter in Cancer and this Pisces stellium are very favorable for Scorpio energy. Yes, you may feel more emotional, more selfless, more uncertain, but behind all this, there is a great light. From the beginning of the week, luck is very open in areas like international connections, foreign companies, academics, university matters, spirituality, religion, travel, passport and visa matters, residency issues, and legal matters. If you have a rightful legal claim, the possibility of receiving it is high. At the same time, your love life and children become very sensitive. You may be more easily upset if you do not receive the loyalty or care you expect. There is a higher likelihood of tension with children or a partner. Pregnant Scorpios especially should stay calm. Parents should be extra gentle, attentive, and emotionally present. Children may also feel more emotional, confused, or vulnerable to viral infections. On the other hand, your fertility is high. There may be baby news, engagements, marriage themes, exes returning, emotional appeals, forgive me messages. Because all of this is happening in your fifth house. Love, children, creativity, joy. A manipulative lover or child may confuse you, make you question what is real and what is not. Still, there can be very romantic moments too. It depends on how you handle the energy. You or your partner may be more irritable this week, but you are also highly supported. If you stay wise, balanced, and intuitive, you may actually be one of the champions of the week. Venus-Pluto can help with home, property, work, and healing in the family. You are lucky, Scorpio. Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. Dear Sagittarius, from Monday evening onward, you may begin to understand, feel, and perceive more clearly. But especially on Tuesday, please do not act fanatically, exaggerate, or say things disconnected from reality. Your chance of getting carried away is very high. Still, there can be good developments involving siblings, close people, and love. You may feel supported and loved. If you've been estranged from a partner, a fight may even turn into reconciliation on Tuesday. But overall, your focus is on home, family, roots, real estate, parents. You may not want to be alone at home. You may feel unrest with family elders. There may be endless family arguments, repairs, plumbing, or electrical issues. You may make decisions about buying a home, moving, changing your living situation, or building your future somewhere else. Parents, elders, and family may need more from you. Some of you may want to sell a house, relocate, or create a completely different future elsewhere. There is strong potential and luck in real estate and inheritance themes. Just don't begin the week in an overly reactive, fanatical state.
Capricorn and Capricorn rising.
All of this is happening in your third house. Your thoughts may feel like that song, "My feelings are scattered, you cannot understand." Thoughts and emotions are all tangled. Your mind may go, should I do it this way, that way? Should I go here, there? Confusion is strong around siblings, relatives, close environment, thoughts, communication. If you work in education, communication, or travel-related fields, you may feel especially scattered. If you need to make an important decision, try to leave it until after the holiday if possible. By then, things will begin to clarify more. Until then, take precautions against forgetfulness and lack of focus. Be careful with emails, messages, what you write, what you send, who you send it to, your phone, your communications. Mercury retrograde can expose everything this week. Back up everything. Pay attention to your words, speech, and thoughts. If your mind becomes too noisy, remind yourself that there is a way through it. Sleep well. If you have an exam, seminar, or important conversation, take extra care. Be observant rather than reactive. Car issues, phone issues, communication issues may show up more strongly for you than for other signs. But Venus-Pluto supports you beautifully. If there is a sick person at home, a blurry situation, or something you fear losing, you may gain strength. Property, family, investments, and emotional growth are all supported. A past opportunity, apology, or relationship conversation may return through Mercury-Jupiter. And yes, what felt like a missed chance may come back.
Aquarius and Aquarius rising.
All this energy is happening in your money house. Money, inheritance, work, income, self-worth. This is your theme. Missed opportunities may return. If there is money owed to you, you may need to fight for it this week, but you can get it. You may confront people who made you feel worthless or overlooked your value. It can be a week of powerfully claiming your worth. Money that disappeared, never came, was delayed, or never got paid may come back. But at the same time, beware of theft, fraud, manipulation, and investment mistakes. Venus-Pluto helps a lot. You may argue with a friend about money, support, or debt. But even in the middle of that stress, an unexpected support or good news may arrive from siblings or your close environment. This week may also remind you of how valuable you truly are, especially at the exact moment when you are doubting your worth. And by the weekend, you may clearly see who is really your friend, who is not, who reflects your light, and who digs behind your back.
Pisces and Pisces rising.
Dear Pisces, the spotlight is on you. This week, your life direction, appearance, path, and identity can all shift. Mars is in Pisces, conjunct the North Node. Retro Mercury is conjunct Mars. Mercury is also in trine with Jupiter. The eyes are on Pisces. Definitely Pisces. You may make important decisions about your life, your appearance, your direction, but be careful. This can also make you more irritable, more combative, more accusatory. A sudden outburst is possible. Be careful with sports injuries, carrying heavy things, cuts, burns, accidents. If you must defend yourself, do it, but do not pour gasoline on fire. Manipulative people may appear. People who look like victims but are actually the ones causing harm may appear. Be careful. But this week may also help you define a path. I found my direction. I found my North Star. You may open a new page in your life. Yes, Mercury is retrograde, but this may not be a page you open by choice. It may be fated. You may radically want to change your style, your hair, your image, your outer identity, even your whole energy. Mercury-Jupiter can also bring healing from the past, an old love, a new love, a loving offer, happy news about children, pregnancy, gifts, something that makes you feel beautiful, handsome, seen, and valued. A health issue or blood pressure issue may improve. Money you had given up on may arrive. Emotional support may appear. Just be careful from Monday evening through Tuesday not to fight with authority figures, elders, or people in upper positions. This is not the week to start large confrontations. Stay calm. Protect your nerves, your body, your spirit. This is one of those weeks where it feels like you are starting a revolution. like you are going into battle and winning it. Luck is with you, but so are courage, anger, and impulse. A major change may open before you. The doors are wide open. Let's see what happens. Pisces, you are on the stage this week. I hope beautiful things happen for all of us. So, to sum it all up, beautiful souls, this week is deeply spiritual, deeply complex, and deeply defining. On one side, there are reconciliations, repairs, helping others, karmic cleansing, and spiritual openings. On the other side, there is confusion, manipulation, tension, fanaticism, and misinformation. So I think the main message of this week is this: stay calm. Don't rush big decisions. Remember the promises you made. Cleanse your heart. Dress someone's feet. Help someone in need. Buy socks, buy shoes, give them as a gift. And as much as possible, protect yourself, your body, your spirit, your energy. This week is telling us a lot. Let's see what unfolds. I pray it will be a blessed, protective, cleansing, and beautiful week for all of us.